Hey guys, Alvo Stockman here with a little tip for you. This is a tip on performing that it's gonna sound a little funny at first, but a great way to get something done in magic is to have your spectators close their eyes. Okay, this is something that I've been using since I was about 3 as a method to a lot of my tricks. For example, I would say, okay, look, here's a marker now. Just close your eyes for a second, and now it's gone when you open them again, right? And you're gonna say, Alva, that's a retarded method, but it's actually not a retarded method. Little kids use it, but I think they use it because it makes sense. But it's not bad. I think they're just not using it to its fullest potential. Now, if you say to somebody, hey, look, see this pen right here? Okay, now close your eyes, and it's gone. You're not taking it seriously, so they're not going to take it seriously. Now, I'm going to combine this here in just a second with something called time misdirection, which is one of the most important but misunderstood concepts in magic. Time misdirection is where you do something as far as a method to achieve an effect, and you deliberately let some time go by. And the time going by does two things. One, it makes people forget about some of the like finer points of what your actions were just before the magic happened, but also it distances you and what you did before from after. So if you did something sneaky before, the time will kind of distance you from that. So it won't be like the cause and effect, okay? Because as humans, we're basically trained to identify cause, effect, right? This happened, then this happened, aha, they must be related. So this is a fundamental human abilities to connect a cause and effect. And in fact, it's so strong that a lot of people connect cause and effect with things that aren't even true. They'll see something and they'll go, oh, this must be because of that, incorrectly. So people are more likely to connect a cause and effect incorrectly than correctly. But it's about the timing, right? So if you can distance that, even better. So that's time misdirection in a little more than a nutshell. So now we're going to combine the two, right? So we're going to combine that retarded method that you saw earlier, that every little kid will do after you do a trick, which is flattering, by the way. The imitation is flattery right there. That's because they want to do what you do. So anyway, it's just cuter when they do it. So when they do it, and everybody in the room gives a bigger reaction to the 4-year-old who said, "Okay, close your eyes," and then made the coin vanish. That's because they're cuter than you are, and that's something you're going to have to deal with. So here's a combination of the two. So now you have somebody pick a card, and you do something like, "Okay, was that your card?" No. Okay, well, close your eyes. You do something. You say, "Close your eyes." Now imagine this card changing color from red to black, and from the numbers getting bigger and bigger. Okay, now whatever, and then you're actually while they're closing their eyes, you're just literally doing the world's worst top change or whatever it is, and you say, okay, now open your eyes again and look what's happened. So really, what you're doing here, and you may still think this is retarded, but what you've done is you've created a story for them, for their mind to follow, right? So what has happened in their mind, they open their eyes and it's actually happened in real life, and that's amazing. It doesn't matter if it's a trick. It doesn't matter if they know how it works secretly, because this is the kind of thing that they're not going to ask. They're not going to wonder how you did it. It's just going to be cool. Like if you're sitting down with somebody and you can tell a really cool story, then that's the end of it. That's just plain fun. That's it. So one other thing, that closing your eyes is actually something that people are only like only beginning to understand. There's still a lot that's not known about blinking, right? So there was some studies done recently, and in fact there was a Radio Lab, I don't know if you listen to the Radio Lab podcast, talks about blinking. Well, blinking, you actually blink for quite a big proportion of your life. If you do the math, I think it was some crazy, you blink, your eyes are closed as a result of blinking for like, a week, a year or something. I mean, just some crazy amount, but your brain disconnects it. So if you have somebody close their eyes during your trick and then open them again, over time after your trick, they will not remember their eyes being closed for as long. Because as humans, our brains are actually designed to take blinking and eyes closed out of memories and out of our experiences. So don't underestimate this close your eyes concept. I think there's a lot more there, and actually I've done a lot of work and thinking on it. So anyway, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think on this particularly controversial podcast YouTube video, and I'll talk to you soon.